So how about that trailer, guys? We're not even gonna do an intro.
Yeah, do an
Alright,
intro.
I respect it. Let's go.
Do an intro.
No.
I
So
liked it. I like the intro.
Hey guys, my name is Nelly.
And welcome back to
It's-
what is
it's-
going
it's
on, my
Nelly
fellow
B
zombie
here.
slayers? It is Nelly
There
B
you go.
here. Welcome to the Zombies Radio podcast. We've got Callahan here. Callahan, this is his first time on the Zombies Radio podcast. At least he's been on the channel a bunch. What's up, man?
Howdy, howdy. How's everyone doing?
See, this
It's
is why we
Callahan
don't
here.
have him on.
What?
I'm joking. Well, Sawtooth as well. Sawtooth is down there. You can say hi, Sawtooth.
Hello, I got a piercing today, and I'm very lightheaded.
Lost a lot of
Nice.
blood. He took a blood thinner, and then as soon as he popped it, just
Yeah,
lost 2 pints.
he's completely ascended. I think he is one of those. What do they call him? Sigma males. Is that correct,
Yeah.
Sawtooth? Okay. Gotcha. You just piss wherever you want now, don't you? Is that
Oh
what's
yeah,
happening?
no. Ever since I got it, I've just like ascended to a whole different plane.
Well, shit, man, you're gonna have to teach us something about that life, because I obviously need to get on it. But
Same.
everyone here is now Sigma male, at least for the next like 20 to 30 minutes, because we've all I don't know how to transition. We're gonna be talking about the trailer for Mauer der Toten. Definitely didn't forget the name. We've all seen it. We've all recorded reactions to it. But I want to know what you guys think. Just first thoughts, Callahan. You can go.
I like it. I like the aesthetic part of it. I think having like new wonder weapons, like just basically like what they did with the Die Shockwave, where you could have different upgrades for the one wonder weapon. I'm guessing they're gonna have 4 again, but for the wonder weapon wise, like I'm a big lover of the wonder weapon. So, and I was just thinking about a video idea about me talking about how I want the new map to have a better wonder weapon, because the Die Shockwave and the Ray K are good, but I feel like they're just clones of the Thunder Gun and the Jet Gun, and the Ray K is just another ray gun mark something. So I'm really excited to see what they go into with this wonder weapon, but it's probably going to be the exact same as something else, but I have hopes for it.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to address some of that in a little bit. But Sawtooth, do you have anything to say about it?
Easily the best gameplay or like reveal trailer we've had since Garad Krovi. Maybe that's a hot take, maybe it's not, but those are my thoughts
Stealing it.
as well. Everything in this trailer looks amazing. The bosses, the new enemies look absolutely insane, and look like they're going to be really, really cool to go up against. All the Wonder Weapon stuff we saw looks super cool and unique, and like something we've never seen before. The mule kick machine looked insane.
Oh, yes.
Had guns shooting off of it. There was no dull moment in this trailer. It was all great. I don't know too much about the story. I follow it lightly, like not too in depth, but even with that, for story wise, this gameplay trailer was also insane and wild.
Oh, yes.
This is just a really good trailer. It was really good. It was very, very good.
I agree with most of that. I would say, personally, D-Machine or Die Machine or whatever you want to call it is the better trailer, just because I like the music so much. But this is definitely a top-tier trailer for gameplay anyways. I would say to Callahan about the Raikei and the Shockwave, I understand that. I get where you're coming from. But honestly, majority of the weapons in Zombies history have come from like other groups experimenting on Group 935's work and the Americans' work with stuff, and I like that. I like that kind of stuff. It feels like the 4-1, or at leist what did we see? 2 of them in the trailer. I know that there's going to be 4 of them, and I immediately think of not Origins or Der Eisendruck, but the Nuketown remake in Black Ops 4. What's the name?
Alpha Omega.
Alpha Omega. Yeah, that's what I feel like. They're going to be sort of frames of weapons. Obviously, much more distinct than the ones in Alpha Omega. Not just pretty colors. But I like it. I like what they're doing. I like how they're so small. I always love I said this in my last video, but I love small wonder weapons. They're fast. They usually reload faster too. They're obviously lightweight. And the amount of power that they usually have, other than like the Winter's Howl or something like that, is usually pretty ridiculous. So I'm excited for those. They look sexy as hell. And I wanted to use them for a thumbnail, but literally search up Mauer der Toten, and the first 5 out of 10 are going to be the fucking weapon. So it's going to be kind of hard to be original with this map, but we're going to try.
And did you realize that in the trailer when they shot like the second variant of the new wonder weapon, how they shot it and 3 orbs came out and it all tracked on one zombie, but like in a pattern?
Yeah,
that was so cool. That was really cool.
Yeah,
it'd be cool if they it'd be cool if they could like somehow shoot it and it will go to like different zombies, or like different, like what they did with the Ray K, where you could shoot it like regularly and then you could go into like the big shot and shoot into that.
I feel like that one is going to be more like a blunder or a acid gat, or like a pack-a-punched crossbow from Black Ops 1, how it's sort of like a monkey bomb but it explodes a lot quicker. I feel like it's going to be more like that than anything.
Oh, okay.
It'll also be interesting to see, especially with the addition of Mule Kick in this map.
Oh,
if we are going to be able to use multiple of these wonder weapons, please. That's just a hope of mine. That'd be really cool if we saw that. But that'd be really cool too.
And we really haven't had a chance to have more than one wonder weapon in the game. Like, with previous maps like Revelations, you always have the ray gun, and then you had the ray gun Mark III. No. Ray gun Mark III wasn't in Revelations. But I'm talking about you had the Apothicon Servant and you had the Thunder Gun. Mm-hmm. So it'd be cool for this map. We could have, I don't know, like the die shockwave in the box as well, but just like the standard base of it
for this map.
Well, just like in general, like we should have be able to have, each player should have their own wonder weapon, if that makes sense. Like they did with Machine.
But
not all be the same weapon.
I would say, Outbreak does that already. I mean, not a lot of people like Outbreak. I will be honest, I played like my first open game of Outbreak recently, and it was fucking hard, man. That shit is ridiculous. And the dudes were talking. They were talking, but the zombies were too fast, and I definitely think in that situation, I can't wait to use them on Outbreak. Now that I think about it, that's going to be fun. That's going to be something.
I've never played it. I never played Outbreak.
Are they going to be added to Outbreak?
I would assume so. Yeah, you can get all the 4 variants of the Die Shockwave in there.
Oh, that is very fair. It's gonna be cool. Like the implications we've already seen. I know Treyarch made a post about all the meta changes coming. So I think honestly, a huge part that's gonna be cool of this mid-season update with a Mauer der Toten and all that stuff. And for season 4 Reloaded, I think, is this season 4 Reloaded? I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's gonna be cool to see the implications that those have, not just on this new map, but the whole game mode as a whole.
Agreed. Speaking of, I kind of want to talk a little bit about the story, because I'm probably in the same camp as both of you when I say I haven't been following it, but Treyarch just posted their blog post with a little summary, and I kind of want to make a separate video about this, but I really got into it. I was like, oh, this is so much text, but I zoomed in. It was really tiny. It made it a lot easier to read. It was a little bit better that way, but I have been reading it, and it's pretty juicy, I will say. Maybe the people who have been following since the beginning don't think so, because they've probably gotten so much extra stuff that isn't necessarily important to the story, but regardless, I am excited. Apparently, in the last Outbreak Easter egg, our crew was double-crossed and they got captured. I guess that's what the Raptor 1 memes were about. I'm sorry, I haven't been following the story. I watched the pretty cutscenes and I ooh and ah, and I don't go much further than that. But yeah, Rip Raptor 1. He's still alive, right? I think I'm looking at him right now.
I heard I saw a random tweet, so I'm gonna assume that's right. That's really bad
I
of
think
me.
That's him. Yeah, all of us. Yeah, the story so far, this looks like because like the beginning, we were just being introduced to all of this. That's kind of what D Machine was about. Firebase Z was sort of like finding Samantha and getting double crossed, but also overcoming that. But now we're in like the deepest hole that we've been in, and this is perfect because, you know, Die Machine, the aesthetic was all bright day. You know, there wasn't really much mystery other than underneath, because there wasn't really much suspense other than the zombies just starting the outbreak. And then in Firebase Z, we were kind of at the twilight where we were just starting to be introduced to the challenges outside of the zombies, and that whole scenery kind of envisioned that. So I think this is now our darkest moments. We're probably going to have to do some pretty dark stuff, some evil shit to get out of this, but I think the next map is going to be where we're on our way up, and we're either going to succeed or they're going to just drag us along for more of the ride and push us deeper in a hole. But I think this is where we hit the foot, like we pivot and we just start overcoming, and we kind of get to a spot where we're getting the upper hand now. We're starting to get ahead, because in the notes that I saw, we're behind. Like, we're behind Omega, I believe, and they're just way ahead of us in all their advancements and technology and shit. But I think this is where we start to turn the tables and begin to step out of that darkness that we're being thrusted into right now. That's my thought.
If I recall correctly, I believe, like Treyarch has said, like this map is where everything ramps up from like 0 to 100.
Mm-hmm.
So I am very, very excited for that, even from someone who doesn't like follow the story too closely. I'm very, very excited to see what happens in this map.
Yes.
And I can't wait.
The broader story implications as well, because I will admit I'm not someone who likes to read or listen to the story all that much, because it kind of just seems like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I don't really listen to the intel that I pick up because it just doesn't seem like it would be interesting. But looking back at it now and seeing that where the road could possibly take us it's kind of titillating, and I'm excited. I'm really happy for the whole vibe of this map and what it can probably introduce to us.
I sort of fell. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I sort of fell off with the story after Firebase Z, because after that I just took a big hiatus from YouTube and gaming in general, and I was just like, I really don't care about Outbreak, since it's sort of just like a battle royale, sort of like open, not battle royale, but like
a larger scale
map with just basic challenges,
not as much detail to
and I was just
attention
like,
to detail. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll dip my toes in it, dabble in it, but I haven't even played it yet. But knowing with all these different Easter eggs and stuff, like, wait, what?
How? You haven't even played Outbreak?
I would say wait until the
man.
changes come, because like I said earlier, even playing now, it isn't hard, but it's also like exhausting, especially when you get to a certain point and you're not set up yet, and the zombies are sprinting at you and you're getting 3-shot. It's not fun. So wait till the changes come, and you'll probably enjoy it a lot more.
Outbreak is very, very fun, like with people. It's a mode that I can play like every once in a while, but I usually, if I'm playing casually, I just play Onslaught.
Oh yeah, I play. I mainly play for the challenges, and when I'm like bored at night or something. But yeah,
but with the story wise, I was saying that this storyline, the Dark Ether storyline, is very foggy to me than like the regular Ether storyline that we all know and love with Black Ops 1 through Black Ops 4. So I really do hope for the new map, like you're talking about, like the Easter egg ramps up. It would be cool if we had like, it's like a choose your own adventure, or each step could lead to something different. Like you have a choice to what to do, or like a buried sort of style Easter egg where you have to obey someone. And it's also kind of questioning with me, because it's also foggy, because we're also bringing in campaign people as well from previous Call of Duties, like Kravchenko, and that's where I'm just lost. Like, how does he come into play?
Yeah, I think this is weird to say, but I'm a Marvel guy, and I'm really in. You've been watching Loki, right, Cal?
Oh yeah.
It's
for sure.
I would just
assume
show. It's stuff like that, multiverse stuff, because that's essentially what it is. It's a different time or different timeline basically.
Yeah, because
everything
we
didn't
got
pan
that,
out.
and we got
the
the
way it did
multiverse
before.
confirmed with that one thing from Black Ops 3, that piece of paper that shows all the worlds.
Yeah, think of this as sort of the sacred timeline, essentially, the sacred timeline before the sacred timeline. Because I'm pretty sure back in the beginning of the game they said that this is the last timeline. This is the one that was supposed to be, and it kind of just broke out again. And compared to
This was Dr. Monty's perfect world.
essentially, yeah. Or
Okay.
I don't know enough about Dr. Monty to say yes, but it's, from what I know, it's the one remaining timeline, the one that was supposed to be, and they some people just kind of messed it up, and now we're in the Cold War era of it. And
At
it's
least
popping back
in
up.
at least in this reality, it's just like the world like they're living in. Like there's only one timeline, but then there's also the dark aether and stuff is like creeping over.
Mhm.
So like those are the only two like entities in terms of reality that's going on in Cold War. It's not like older games like Black Ops 3 where it was absolutely insane, crazy amounts of like different timelines and places like that. There's none of that in Cold War. It's very cut and dry when it comes to that. There's the world that they're in,
Mhm.
the universe and all that, and then the dark aether.
Yeah. It's essentially taking pre-established like universe building and containing it to like a grounded timeline, a grounded path, and just sort
Which
of,
I really appreciate.
yes. I appreciate that, especially now that I'm getting back into it. Now that I mean, I could look into all the intel that I have and probably learn some extra stuff, but I'm not really gonna like sit there, write it down, and remember it, you know. So it's nice that it's cut and dry to the point where I can read what they have summarized, and this is probably something that they really worked hard on to try and simplify for us, and I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It makes it a lot more easier to enjoy, but that doesn't mean like they have to take the writing elements that they used for previous games out. Like that structure can still be there with a simpler story, and I like it. I like it a lot more.
And wasn't in the in Black Ops 3 sort of like we banished the Shadow Man into the Dark Ether? And if we're in the Dark Ether storyline, it would be really cool to see him come out in like the last map.
There's been I believe there's intel because the only story information I get is just watching like random videos on it.
Black
But
Ops amazing.
Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man being combined into, I can't remember what his name is. I think it's like the One or something. So I think we could see. Oh man, we're getting into like old like Black Ops 3 story stuff. But Dr. Monty and the Shadow Man were one person at one point,
Excuse me.
if I
Yeah.
recall correctly,
I
and then
remember
they
that.
split apart. And then now, banished in the Dark Aether, they're one again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something we could see coming up, which would be absolutely insane because the Shadow Man and Dr. Monty were already like big powers that in like that regard and the influence they had, and together, that's a little scary. It's a little terrifying, not gonna lie. But
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
It would be interesting too to see what they do with Samantha's character, because we already know she was exposed to the Dark Aether for a while, and apparently that does some pretty messed up stuff to people, but not to Sam, but probably to Sam. We just haven't seen anything yet from her, and
She has
it would
been
be
through
interesting
some
to see
crap,
her
dude.
just go Super Saiyan on these motherfuckers in the last map, facing off against
I would
the
absolutely love to see that.
one. That would be so awesome.
Go back
Oh
to the
my
moon.
god. Or it's like a skybox and their battle is not on repeat, like they have certain like different moves or attacks that they do kind of in certain sequences, and we're doing the Easter egg in the foreground and that's going off behind. That would be so dope.
Or like
I'm thinking more
DLC
of like a
4 is-
Revelations outer space type deal, but that would be too crazy to jump from this to that. I don't know. I've got high expectations for the story, especially
would
with Sam.
I would love to see a Mephistopheles type boss fight with like the one or whatever the entity of the combined Shadow Man and Dr. Monty.
Oh yeah.
That would be insane. That would be very cool.
And then you have like if we somehow DLC 4 is like a moon map of this timeline and like the MPD still there, and then like Sam enters it and like
yeah.
can control them again, but like at her own will, and she could leave. And
Because I was thinking about what I just said, and it's kind of stupid because in Garad Crovy we were introduced to Dr. Monty, right? And then Revelations were in outer space and shit. So it wouldn't be too crazy to assume that something at least similar to that would happen. But that's if they choose to make Sam overpowered. I think it would be great. It'd piss off a lot of people. But like the road to that is already there. I just can't wait to see what they
absolutely.
do with it. It's all there. All there. I love it. But I think we should talk about more the experience of zombies and the fact that the effect that this map will have on Outbreak and other maps. First of all, Mule Kick, as you said, Sawtooth, you pointed it out. It's sexy as all hell. Thick with 3 C's. It's got these guns shooting off the side, and it's just beautiful. We know that the first tier is obviously going to be the 3 weapons, but we'll see what the next 4 are. Or 4 or 5 now. I don't even know. But
I don't even think it's going to be tier 1 because I think just the base perk with no upgrades would be holding 3 weapons.
Yeah. I think Pizza confirmed that on Twitter today. I don't know how he has all this information, but
it would be cool to see if like they combine Vulturate as well with it. Because since there's so many tiers, they can't add every perk in.
Yeah, people have been talking about adding a double tap to it too. But I think that makes a little bit more sense. That would be dope.
But you know how like Treyarch likes to.
Yeah, I think Mule Kick alone will make a lot more people appreciate Outbreak, especially the people who've already played it. Because I swear to God, man, I'm sick of carrying around the sniper that I'm leveling up, trying to get like long shots and stuff with it, just because it feels better to play with in Outbreak. What's up?
Is it the ZG?
Just snipers in general. I'm using the other one right now, the other DLC one,
Oh goodness, the Kar 98K gun.
Yeah,
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Like,
I haven't played Cold War in forever.
It's so smooth, but I like using snipers in Outbreak.
It's the Swiss K30.
Yes,
it's the Swiss.
The Swiss. I like that weapon, and I usually take that, and then it obviously isn't gonna kill the Orda, but I want to kill the Orda because I'm not a bitch. So I usually grab another weapon, and then I can't grab like an SMG or something, and just having that option would be a lot better. Also, I don't really use what's it called? Mule Kick, or not Mule Kick, fucking Tombstone, Elemental Pop. Yeah, I don't really usually use those as much, so having Mule Kick to be an option would be absolutely amazing. I just think that perk alone I just think it'll make zombies a lot more fun for a lot more people, not having to carry around the same 2 weapons.
For sure.
I'm always here for more variety.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go wrong with it.
And it's also, Mule Kick's also going to be coming back to D-Machine and Firebase Z and the Wonder Fizz as well.
Yep.
So totally interesting to see how the meta on those maps change, if it does.
It's definitely be interesting to see how it affects those maps, but to me, I can't get over just Outbreak itself because I want to like it so much, but I feel like Mule Kick will completely change that, either for good or for bad, and I'm probably more likely good.
Because that means you could hold the Shockwave, the Ray K, and this new Wonder Weapon.
Mm-hmm. Or probably not the new Wonder Weapon, but I'm just thinking like, what if you want the regular ray gun, the Shockwave, and then just like a sniper or the PPSH or something? Because like Sawtooth or Toby said, the variety, the options is a big plus. Not only the Mule Kick, but we've got a new boss, it looks like. I'm not sure if he'll probably be introduced to Outbreak, but I hope they take down those fucking purple things. Turn it down a notch. Like before they
Tempest? Oh my god, dude.
These things are annoying.
Oh, yeah.
In the trailer, we got some sort of like, it reminded me a lot of like with the
elemental zombies.
Yeah, it sort of reminded me of Shaolin Shuffle a little bit, with the Rat King and like all that stuff, and the subway and everything.
Definitely. Yeah, I think I had the same reaction as you when the train part came up, but it took me longer to remember the fucking name of Shaolin.
U-Bahn, baby.
What's that?
U-Bahn.
U-Bahn.
What's that?
That's the
it's a gunfight map. It's from the campaign. That's what we're seeing down there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there was I think that's what's it called? The shoot. What's the series you're doing, Toby?
Oh my goodness, it's my series. I'm drawing a blank.
Onslaught.
Onslaught.
It's Zombies
yeah.
Onslaught.
You can play
Uh,
in that area on Onslaught right now, I think.
Yeah, as long as you're playing Containment, because that's the one with all the all like the 2v2, 3v3 maps. At least a few of them, most of them.
Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to see what that boss does because we've already got like two different types of big, strong guys. We've got the Panzer, oh my gosh, the Russian
Skeleton
Mangler.
Man.
Russian Mangler, and then we've got the Tempest, which is sort of like a bitch-made long-range enemy, and then
Magadro-ish.
yeah, and then this dude, what is he gonna be like? I don't want him to get up close, honestly, but I'm afraid to see what he does from far
dude?
away too. Yeah, the
Skeleton
guy.
King for now.
Yeah.
I wonder what his
it's
deal is gonna be.
These like new bosses or like these new enemies are like so much different from what we have now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to see the Panzer in a map. I hope it's not as crazy as it is in Outbreak because oh my god, is it a bullet sponge? I hope that's reworked and adjusted.
I think it is going to
but
be.
I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I think they're toning him down a notch. I think it's like 30% health or something. But yeah.
Okay.
Elites are reduced to 25+% at high rounds.
Okay,
I think
and
it said
it was
something
at 100%
specifically
previously.
about the Panzer, though. See if I
But since we're talking about the meta and stuff like that, I was reading on this blog post that it was saying we're also making weapons even more powerful with a new feature of dynamic wall buys. An all-round based zombies map starting with Season 4 reloaded wall buy weapons will have a chance to increase in rarity at the end of every 5th round, all the way up to legendary. As the rounds go up, now you have more weapon options to choose from. And I think that's really interesting because that will also help out with high round strats. Because like if you die and you go down, then you don't have to level up your gun all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're playing with more than one person.
Definitely.
It's gonna be very, very cool. And like I was saying before, like anything to like spice it up for the better, to be very specific there. Because we all know how I feel about the round cap that they changed. I'm glad that it's gonna get a rework like that. Yeah, spice up the gameplay, but I think it's like not a good way. But like something like this, that's so cool. It's just a quality of life change, and you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Something I'm a little confused by though is the reduced health on the zombies, because it seems like it's going back to what it originally was, but it's saying it's down from 300%. I can't. I've been looking for the numbers on what they changed it to, but I can't find them. It's probably in like.
I'm assuming it's going to be in like
update.
the 50 or 60,000 range.
Yeah.
Because they because of all the other adjustments they made to all of the weapons. Like the health definitely should not go back to what it used to be because with all the weapon changes and weapons doing way more damage than they did at launch, it definitely should be adjusted for those changes. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be in the 50 to 60,000 range.
Yeah, because they're also buffing certain things, and they're reducing the heavy zombies as well. So that's was my main concern. I hate putting a whole clip into the helmet of a armored zombie on like round 40. It's ridiculous. But yeah, they're buffing melee weapons. They're buffing sniper rifles. They're buffing some supports and field upgrades. So I definitely don't want it to go back to the way it was because then it'd be just a little bit too easy. I've seen from some people who are like, yeah, it's manageable now, but those are people who have like top 10s for high rounds and shit. So I'm not really going to take their word as the everyday man because even I have problems getting to high rounds now, and especially in Outbreak. That's ridiculous. Can't get over that.
And not going to lie, I've seen those same people being like, oh, this health change, like this health change is a good thing. Also see them complain about how they still don't like high rounds. It's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah.
And I think I can say confidently a majority of players were completely fine with the health cap and where it was, and it should have never changed. Should have never changed.
Agreed. Very much agreed. Especially
Yeah,
because didn't it happen around the time when like people were starting to get banned for going for high rounds too on like PC? I remember hearing about
this
that
was
too.
after, yeah. The health changed after, I believe.
I feel like zombies have gotten easier because since a bunch of the old fan base are used to like the harder zombies, like it was so hard to get to like round 100 in Black Ops 3 maps. Like it would take hours. But now with the new maps, it just takes like a couple hours instead of like several. They're just trying to like I feel like they're going soft just to match with the current generation of Call of Duty players, since all these like Tifu and them were playing zombies, like, and that means they're getting their fans into zombies itself. They're trying to make it just a little bit more appealing and a little bit more easier, since it's basically multiplayer but just with zombies.
And personally, I don't know if I agree entirely with that. I think there has been a lot of things to make it appeal more to casuals, but even with that, there's still like plenty of things to do. Like you can just go for a higher round and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of people with Black Ops 3 like said the exact same things. Oh, it's too easy. Round 100 is just like way too easy. Like this isn't a new thing.
Yeah. I would say it's gotten easier since Black Ops 3, but I wouldn't say it is too easy. Obviously, after the health increase, and then I gotta keep bringing this up because I do play Outbreak a lot more frequently than I talk about it, but that mode right now is too difficult. Especially with the snipers and just regular weapons in general. Like you have to get set up by round 1 and then go into I think the first 2 rounds are pretty easy, but the third round, if you don't have like a triple papped weapon and it's purple, you're probably not going to be doing much damage, especially against like the bosses that you're put up against. If you have to spawn one of them in and kill them, you know, the one that hops around the map, those dudes are ridiculously hard to take out if you don't have like a ray gun or, like I said, a triple papped weapon that's already purple. So it's pretty hard right now, I'd say. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but it does need to get better. I agree with Toby when he said the health should have never changed. I think should change with this next update, like regardless if it did or didn't in the past, just because I do think it was a little bit too easy. But at that point, I think it just pushed people away, especially people like me who did come back from like work at night and wanted to just get a quick round 100 with the Die Machine, or on Die Machine with the Shockwave. So, and I'm in a Facebook group too with like 5,000 people, and it's pretty active, and they all profusely hated it. There were a couple of people who would like shit post like, "Oh, you just need to get better," but I don't hate people who say that, but because it is still manageable somewhat, but it's too hard right now. I do think the health needs to change.
My thing with all these changes is you just have to balance fun and difficulty. If it's hard and not fun, then what's the point? You completely defeat the purpose of making it difficult. If you're going to make it more difficult, it better be just as fun.
Yes.
Because previously with like the health cap and all of that, you could use the ray gun and stuff like that, and it was actually fun. Wonder weapons actually did something. But then the update came out with the health cap, and it just made everything borderline unusable. The only like high round strategy I've seen is using Frost Blast. That's not fun. And you just using, I don't know, it's just, to me, that's just like not fun. It just makes things more tedious. And those fun strategies like camping at the penthouse on top of Noct on D Machina, that was a fun strategy. Firebase C camping, I think it's in the weapons lab where the armor stand is. It's like it's the most popular, or at least was the most popular camping strategy on that map. Strategies like that were fun.
Yes.
Training around in circles with Frost Blast using some random weapon or however you do it isn't as fun. It just isn't, and it takes longer, and it's just it made the game difficult at the cost of a lot of fun. I haven't had as much fun as I had at the beginning of the game because of the health cap.
I could agree with that. Yeah, I would say I was gonna say earlier that Firebase Z was kind of like the perfect middle ground between Die Machine being pretty easy to get to high rounds, especially if you go into the med bay on the tank there with the Nova 5 Shockwave, I believe it is. That is ridiculously easy. That's not even trying. Firebase Z is a perfect middle ground to what could come next and could possibly be an even harder high round, which could still be interesting. But Firebase Z, when it first came out, I was so driven to get that high round using that strategy that you were talking about, and I still kind of want to go for it.
It took me so long.
I still haven't gotten to round 100 on that map, and I want to do it, and I'm definitely going to go for it, especially after this update. Oh, I love it. I love it.
I just can't wait for this update, just for Cold War zombies in general. Not just Mauer der Toten, but everything else. Going back and playing Die Maschine and trying out those old strategies and seeing if they work again. Same with Firebase Z, trying that strategy again and trying to do that again. Like, this is just not just a good update for getting a new map and getting more new, fresh content, but also a new refresher on everything we already know about, which is awesome and a fantastic thing for this game, especially with where it's at.
Yeah, I love it. Cal, you haven't said anything in a while. Do you have anything to input?
I don't know. I'm just like I said. I'm excited to get back into it with the new meta changes, because, like Toyo was saying, the health was a big issue, but now it's just, I don't know. I'm just excited.
Definitely,
I'm excited to be getting back into zombies and just playing it. I'm ready for the Easter egg. Ready for the Dark Ops.
Even talked about the Easter egg. I don't even see. That's the thing. I don't even know where I would start. Like, Easter eggs are always so tricky to me. Maybe if I just pay attention this time and understand what's going on with the streams and stuff, have a couple of them open instead of just having them on in the background. But yeah, I'm excited too. I can't wait. Like you said, like Toby said, it's going to be, Mauer der Toten is kind of this beacon for its savior. It's the savior for the community, not just the map, but hope, and the update surrounding it. And hopefully they don't change it because some high rounders are upset after this update. I don't know. Like, I'm just happy.
Listen to the majority. Not. I think when it comes to games, you can't make everyone happy, and you gotta find that balance of making it good for as many people as possible. But with that, when it was a very, very vocal minority, it was a little upsetting having like that change happen. It's like most people did not ask for this. Most people did not want this, and I thought it was implemented very poorly. Like, if you implement something like that and balance accordingly, then sure. But there was no balance accordingly to that. So,
yeah, did they even buff anything else? It was just the zombies' health, right? Maybe they buffed Ring of Fire or something.
I can't remember if the weapon buffs came with that. I think, honestly, it might have been after. I don't know. I could not tell you.
It says right here that that these changes will include reduced enemy health caps, zombies reduced to plus 100% at high rounds, down from plus 300%.
No, I'm talking about the change where they buffed the zombies. And yeah, because I don't think they buffed any weapons. I think it might have been. No.
They did buff sniper rifles.
Did they?
And melee weapons. Yes,
nice. That's
sniper.
good.
No, I'm talking. I know they buffed it. I'm looking at it too. I know they buffed these ones, but I'm talking about when they increased the health, like a couple months ago. Did they buff any of the weapons then? I think it was just a straight up health increase, other than Ring of Fire and maybe another field upgrade. I know that they we've got buffed weapons now.
I can't remember if those updates came together or not.
I don't think they did. It was probably like a week after. I know for a fact that they what was it? They nerfed the shotguns around that time too. That was pretty rough.
Yep. I remember the Howard nerf.
Oh, it was trash. But yeah, I'm excited. I think the thing I'm most excited for this update is the health for the zombies just in general, mainly for the elites though, and the panzers and stuff like that. It's going to be a little bit easier to take them out now, especially with the weapons that I like. I think specifically for the map, the wonder weapons, definitely. Those things look sexy as shit. I can't wait to see how much damage they do, how well they work on that map, and potentially an outbreak too. That'd be pretty hot. But Cal, what are you looking forward to most in general, and then with the map specifically, or both at the same time?
I'm excited just for a map that's replayable, honestly. Like right now, I'm not a big fan of going back and playing Firebase C, but I still do go back and play D Machine when I just want to and just level up guns for doing the dark ether camo, because it's just so easy to set up on that map. But I'm just ready for just a map that's truly replayable, like the Black Ops 3 maps were.
Oh yes, agreed. What about you, Toby?
I'm looking forward to seeing the map that is taking the most development time from Treyarch ever. The most time in regards of that, and seeing how that translates to something we can finally play after having D Machina and Firebase Z for so long. I'm just excited to see where this map fits in my ranking of maps. Like, it's super simple, but I'm just excited to see how good this map actually is.
I'm a little skeptical about it because, with other maps, they say, oh, they work so hard on it, and then it just turns out to be a bust. Like, I'm not trying to hype it up way too much. I'm just, because if I hype it up way too much, then I'll get disappointed and say, oh, well, that sucked. But if I don't hype it up that much and just think to myself, like, just keep it on the down low, be excited for it, but not overhype it. And then if it's good, it's great, and I've hyped it up to myself. But then if it sucks, I'm like, oh, okay, at least I'm not too psyched. I wasn't too hype about it. If that makes sense to y'all.
I understand that. Yeah, I think this map is going to, alongside D Machine, I think it's gonna probably define this game because, like Toby said, it's taken a while to drop. For whatever reason, it's just taken too long for it not to be the culmination of what they've been trying to do with Cold War. And sure, we'll probably get new story stuff and new gameplay elements in the next map, but I think this one is going to tie most of it together, especially from what we've seen in Outbreak and just how the gameplay works and flows. I think this map is going to be able to define the game, whether that's good or bad. I'm hoping it's great. I'm hoping it does what Grad Crovey did for Black Ops 3. But yeah, it's up in the air right now, 50-50. Or more 75-25 for me. I'm pretty damn excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Well, yeah. I think, does anybody have any final words to dispose of?
I'm very excited.
I'm trying to think just if we covered everything.
Yeah.
Another thing,
be able to cover everything.
Treyarch, please, if you're listening to this, add new Pack-a-Punch camos, please. I'm sick of the ones we already have now. Agreed.
I mean, when you got Dark Aether, there's no real need for Pack-a-Punch camos. But hey, we can't all be great.
Yeah, that's true, but like it was good in Black Ops 3, but you had the Revelations Pack-a-Punch camo that was amazing.
No, yeah, I mean, just when you Pack-a-Punch with Dark Aether, it doesn't go away. I don't think any camos do, actually. But yeah, I think having more variety of regular Pack camos would be dope. It was kind of upsetting when you got onto Outbreak and you Pack-a-Punch and it was the same thing as before, but
yeah, like in Black Ops 3, every map was a different camo.
Yeah, I feel like what they found out with Dreisendrach was essentially like we could make these 3 different types of camos and put them on one map, and they kind of got overzealous, or they overused it to a point where they oversimplified it. They kind of streamlined the process and just made it the default for all the maps. And I don't like to see that, Treyarch. For some things it's acceptable, but just give us some different colors, man.
I do love unique. I do love some unique Pack-a-Punch camos. Not gonna lie, I do very much.
They make the game more fun.
Oh yeah, And they can help define the aesthetic of a map too, like Mob of the Dead and Origins. Like you go on those maps and it wasn't the die rise camo, that dinky shit. It was its own thing, and it was sort of the essence of a map on a weapon, like in
what was
color.
the die rise camo?
Die rise was just the regular Black Ops 2 camo. It was the, I think, Victus camo.
Okay.
Or yeah, that's the Transit Cruise Victus, right? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
After fucking 10 years, I still don't know. But yeah, I do agree with that. More camos, but honestly, I just rock that Gaither all the time, so I don't usually.
Or
notice.
or what's it called? A camo, like another mastery camo would be nice.
That would okay, Cal. That's an amazing idea. I would not mind if they did that. That'd be really cool.
Because then I could actually, I got actually something to do. Because after I played the map a couple times, do the Easter egg, I'm just like, okay, I've done everything that I'm supposed to do.
I think they should do what they did in Modern Warfare 2019, where you had the Obsidian camo, and you could go for a mastery camo on each specific weapon. Like you mastered each individual weapon to get a camo specifically for that gun. I think would work great in Cold War Zombies.
Yeah, that sounds like the ideal way to do it. I think they could take that even further, though, and still apply the map-specific camos. It's probably too late now, but if they could have done it from the beginning where, like, you complete the Easter egg and now you own that camo or something. Like, have an even bigger reward for that. That would have been dope.
That would be cool.
They could still do that, Treyarch, if you're, like, you've already got the map ready and it's not implemented. Please do so. Like, it could be wonky. It can make my gun invisible for the first couple weeks. I don't care. I just want map-specific camos, man. Like, get the map some sort of originality outside of the skybox, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. It's been great talking to you guys. I know we skipped over the Civil Protector in this map and probably some other things too. But
we all know what the Silver Protector does.
Yeah,
so we really
people are already horny for him on Twitter as usual.
My boy Klaus, it's gonna. Oh man, it's gonna be great.
He'll probably end up dying. So
no, when Treyarch teased it, it was like a little, basically like a little bio. It was fun. It was great.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I'm excited.
If he's not
for him.
snappy with me, then I don't want it. I don't want him. If he doesn't start calling me mean names, then I don't want him.
I want to be diminished, brother.
Oh no!
Oh,
I want to be ripped.
I'm ready though. You know what? I'm calling it. This is gonna be my favorite map of Cold War. I'm just putting it out right now.
I will also put down my bet with that. I hope so. Right now it's D Machina, and
Same.
I think this map has an incredible amount of potential.
Oh, yeah.
I think it could be one of the greats.
I'm saying that D Machine is my favorite, but I think I don't know yet, but I'm gonna think this map is gonna be good, but DLC 4 is gonna be my favorite. I have a feeling.
I can't.
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Because Revelations, I love that map. That map is amazing. But because it's the first map I got round 100 on and everything, so I'm just from previous DLC 4 maps, I feel like it's gonna be a good one. Because we had Origins, we had Revelations, then we had Tog, but I never played Tog. So
Mauer der Toten is underrated in my opinion.
I have been playing Tog recently. I tried the Easter egg a couple times. I fucked up big time, but I went for a high round as well. And oh my god, it still works.
High rounds are so much
quick.
fun on that map.
It's
so broken.
ridiculous, dude. I love it. As soon as you get the Helion Salvo, you're like, oh, we're done. We're literally done. You don't even necessarily need PhD at that. It would help, but you don't even need it. But yeah, I am excited for this map. I really want it to be great. If it's not great, I'm still gonna love it because of all the additions that are being put alongside with it. So either way, it's gonna be a symbol of peace in the community. Hopefully, fingers crossed. There's always gonna be some assholes out there complaining, but there is a mute button for a reason, people. Come on. Are you really complaining about people complaining? What is that? Anyways, I think we're done here, man. Klaus was great. The mule cake looks sexy. Everything looks sexy. The wonder weapon, I was trying to interrupt you, Cal. I was just gonna say I'm turned on by the wonder weapon. Like, genuinely. I love it. As soon as they
good
inspected it,
Dude.
I was hooked. And I'm excited, man. I don't have anything else to say. I'm just excited, especially for this update. This update's gonna be so hot.
It's gonna be a good map. It's gonna be a good map.
I think it's gonna level out Cold War. But
Hopefully.
yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. Went a bit longer than we intended for, but
What are
that's
we at now?
perfectly
Like 45
fine.
minutes?
I don't even know. Let me check. Yeah, about an hour, 59 minutes
Alright,
exactly.
That's not bad.
But
Damn.
yeah, I'm gonna try and edit this one down so I can put gameplay atop. I think I have a good vision for that. But anyways, that's gonna be it for the Zombies Radio podcast. Everybody, make sure you check out Sawtooth and Callahan on Twitter and YouTube. Of course, they've been making content as well as I. I think we're hitting our stride, guys. I have to put some ego out there and just say that we're doing pretty damn good. If you haven't subscribed to them already, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Get away, Satan.
I don't think they deserve to subscribe to me when I'm putting out crap videos and you're over here putting out whole
I should
in-depth
smack
videos.
you, bro.
As long
I
as we
should
ignore the
smack
fact that I haven't uploaded in 7 months, then
It don't
Yeah.
matter.
I
We're
didn't- I
still
didn't-
banging, brother. Content's still great. I gotta say.
You know what? Just subscribe to us anyway, so we can get our egos up
Yes.
and say, "Hey,
Maybe we'll make
We
better
have-
content after that. Who knows? Who knows?
yes." Yeah, it was fun.
And goodbye.